What's up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we are back at it, answering your questions in another installment of For the Greater. And this time, our featured question comes from
Sylvian Moore. This person put question in front of their question, which is what you should do if you want your question answered next week. Please remember to comment down below, put question followed by whatever thing you guys want us to answer. But anyway, Sylvian Moore says, who is the most evil being in Warhammer 40K? That's a good question. Aside from the Chaos Gods, right?
because they're not like...
They are the epitome of evil. I would have to say that Ahriman is not only the most evil, but is also the most dangerous being in the world because of the whole knowledge is power. Like, this person is up to par with Magnus the Red. Let's exclude the Primarchs.
We're excluding the Primarchs.
Basically, players that are characters that you can play on the battlefield. You can play Ahriman, right?
Yeah, we've got two versions of them that are one already came out and one's about to come out.
Okay, so Ahriman, for sure for me, he went into the Webway, almost took the Black Library, but was stopped by the Harlequins. So that guy is the closest thing to the end of times, or he's like the herald. He's gonna herald the end of times, or at least I feel. So I think he's the most dangerous. And you guys are gonna learn more about Ahriman as the new stuff comes out, because the Thousand Suns whole thing is coming.
Yeah, my most dangerous guy to the Imperium, I'd have to say, is Abaddon. He's had 13 Black Crusades, and he just keeps on coming. I mean, for somebody that crazed with trying to destroy the Imperium, like, there's no stopping him, apparently, because after 13 fails at destroying the Imperium has yet to kill him. Like,
yeah, you would think that you would kill him at least the second time he tried, maybe even the third time he tried, but no, he's still alive. He's still out there doing his thing. So yeah, I could see how he's evil. There's a bunch of other characters that I think would be evil. Karn the Betrayer,
right?
A bunch of other ones. Comment down below and let us know which one you think is the most evil of the Warhammer 40K universe. So let's jump into the other questions. The first question comes from... You start from the top or the bottom?
I'm gonna start from the bottom.
Okay, question comes from Xeno Blues. What do you think happens to Nulls when they die? Are they basically anti-psychers and are described by some as soulless? That's a good question. I haven't read up anything in the lore for Blinks. What are they called?
They got like the pariah gene in them.
Pariah gene, yeah. I would still say that when they die, they still have to go to like the ashless wastes, I think it is, like the purgatory, basically, within the warp, because there has to be something, like their essence has to go somewhere.
As far as I know, the I was gonna say Sisters of Battle, the Sisters of Silence, they are Nulls. They've got the pariah gene in them, but when they die, I'm pretty sure their soul goes to the Emperor.
Yeah, so they can still be influenced by the warp, I'm pretty sure, once they die, or by psychic energy. Right. Even though they can't when they're alive. Next question.
This one's by Dragon Punch 903. He says, are there animals in 40K? Because you never really hear about them. Yeah, there's animals. The Death Corps of Krieg, they ride horses. Other Imperial Guard regiments ride horses.
Some ride lizard men.
You're right.
On Agri World. If you check out the Agri World... No, which one was it? It was one of the civilian life videos. We talk about a domestic, a stock, or what is it called? A livestock. Mm-hmm. It's like a lizard that the Imperium uses as cattle. So yeah.
Also in the lore of Lionel Johnson, his home planet, well, the planet that he landed on when he was taken by Chaos, well, they've got like giant beasts, and the warriors of that planet would like fight them down and stuff like that. So there are animals in 40K. There's livestock, chickens. You can never get rid of chickens. So they're there. They're just not as talked about as other stuff.
Yeah. Next question comes from Angel of Disease 666. He's funny. He put, question: Are you two gay for each other? And then what's funny is that somebody else posted and says you have to write question before, or you have to write question first. Geesh. And somebody says, write it in a question or they won't answer. And then you did. So is there a way you could edit a comment? I didn't know you could edit a comment.
Yeah, you can edit a comment. I don't know if you could edit a reply to a comment, but
that's cool. Next question.
This one's by Swede Afrikaner. If you know the Supreme Commander game, Sci-Fi, I think they have the most chance against or with the 40K Sci-Fi with their production capability, tech, and weapons. Supreme Commander. I've never played it.
Neither have I. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, if they do have high-tech weaponry, hey, I mean, the Tau have high-tech weaponry, so I guess you can kind of compare the two there.
Yeah. Next question comes from Bible Man. Have Chaos forces ever fought Nids in the lore? How well did Chaos do, and what happened to the demons who died, since warp use is limited? So yeah, Nids and Tyranids have gotten in, or Tyranids and Chaos have gotten into multiple fights. I can't name any battles off the top of my hand right now, but I've seen images of it. And when a demon gets killed by a Tyranid creature, it gets banished back into the warp. That happens every single time.
Right, even though they have like the shadow of the warp, they still get banished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the warp is still there, I guess. Mm-hmm. I wonder what happens. Well, no, because when a demon dies, its essence goes back into the warp, so there's nothing there for the Tyranids to consume.
Yeah.
But I wonder what happens to like Chaos cultists who get consumed by the Tyranids. Maybe that's how Nurgle's plague affected the Tyranids. Because Tyranids can be affected by Nurgle and probably other Chaos gods.
Because if they can get affected by virus bombs, that's the same thing as like Nurgle, really.
Yeah, yeah.
This one's by the homie 01 Sanguinius. Which part of the whole vast 40k lore is your favorite, and why?
The whole lore?
Yeah, like what part of like the whole lore is your favorite?
I just like the fact that it's so large, and like you can create your own lore within the lore. So you can create your own chapter, and it doesn't sound far-fetched if you say like, these guys, this Space Marine chapter had horns growing out their heads, the Black Dragon. Because it's like, yeah, I could see that because of the whole gene seed. So I like how you can. There's a lot of little key points within the lore that you can use to just think up some crazy ass stuff.
Yeah, I like the whole, like you said, the whole open-ended. It's not a singular storyline that you see because you have all these other races and stuff. Yeah. So you get to see things in different points of view. So for example, if you're only looking at things through the Imperium, you might think, oh, look at these Tau, they're horrible beings. Like what are they doing trying to take our planets? And then you look at the Tau and it's like, oh, we're just trying to advance and survive. And like in order to do that, we gotta expand our universe. So it's like you're taking all these viewpoints, and there's no clear who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. Because even Chaos, if you look at Chaos, it's like you would think they're the bad guys right away, but they're just trying to keep the world in balance in a way.
Yeah, like especially Space Marines that go to Chaos, you think they're not like even the Thousand Suns. They have to do that on necessity. Mm-hmm. So like, how bad is it that the Emperor can't save them, but Tzeentch can?
Right.
So who really is the bad guy? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that.
Who gave the Emperor the authority to do the things he wants to do? It's like, is he really as good as everybody thinks he is? So,
or is he a liar? Next question comes from Ambush. Would you be a Night Lord Astartes or a Raven Guard Astartes? Raven Guard all the way.
I like Night Lords because they've got that whole evil, murderous intent kind of thing.
He's a psycho. He's a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed. Bam! Next question.
Max Wheaton. If the Emperor was not a pussy and instead outright killed Horus on the Vengeful Spirit, how would the Imperium have changed? Do you think that he would be capable of repairing the damages that the heresy caused? Would new bigger threats appear in 40K? How would the Emperor deal with Necrons and Nids and Abaddon and the new Black Crusades? Love the channel. Keep up the good work. Hashtag blame Logar.
Hashtag blame Logar. I like that. I think if the Emperor would have killed Horus right away, chaos would not be as bad as it is now. I think the Inquisition would have taken a completely different turn, but for the better. Because like right now, the Inquisition itself is like the Catholic Inquisition, right? Where like they burn people who are innocent, they kill people that are innocent. With the Emperor and his technology, but with his understanding that there's no way you can proceed with civilization without addressing psychic energy, because this is going to happen again. He would devise he would build the Inquisition in a way where it's kind of like in Harry Potter, the new one, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, when they go to America and they have like a squad of police that are magic police that are supposed to keep everybody in check. You always have those wild cards like Angron and whatnot, but I think like that's what the Inquisition would have been, like a more organized, structured,
like a police force.
Yeah, but not in a police force in the sense where they're going out and killing everybody, but in like the American police force, where like if you do kill somebody, it's a big deal. Whereas right now, I'm pretty sure if an Inquisitor killed somebody, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what would have happened.
Right. Would there be a bigger threat besides chaos?
No. Well, Tyranids. I think the Tyranid threat would have been big. But I think he would have just done a better job of distributing his forces to fight the Necrons that are awakening, to fight the Tyranids, the Orcs, and then try to find a way to ally with the Eldar and the Tau.
Yeah, because he would have his Golden Throne and all his Webway project. They'd probably be complete. So the Imperium would be at a higher state of power than they've ever been. Because the Primarchs that did die or went to chaos, they'd all be on the Emperor's side now. So yeah, good question.
Is it my turn again or yours?
I got one right here. Henry Brandt. What kind of benefits did the Imperial Guardsmen have if they survived long enough to get discharged? First of all, there is no discharge for the Imperial Guard. It's you're a soldier till you die. Yeah.
Well, there are some Acadians that actually... Wait, what was the question?
What benefits do they get if they survive till they were discharged?
Oh, there is. There's like... It's very rare to happen, but usually when a... what's it called when you're a sector commander? What is Creed? Do you remember what Creed is? Well, if you're high ranking enough and you've served for a very long time, two things that could happen. You could retire and they'll take you to a pleasure world, or you continue acting as an Imperial commander, but you just push the work to your underlings, and really you go to a pleasure planet and you just chill. You hold the title, you hold the position, but you don't do any other work. So
which I guess isn't bad.
Yeah.
But to get there, you gotta go through a lot of BS.
Yeah, yep. Next question comes from Varger. Hypothetically, is it possible for a powerful human to take control of an orc warband? No, because how should I explain it? Pheromones, I guess. Like there's no a lot of animals in the wild communicate through pheromones. No matter how hard we try, humans will not be able to produce the same amount of pheromone, or the pheromone to actually control like bees, for instance, or whatever. You could like confine them. You could push them to do what you want, but I don't think an orc, like, you wouldn't be a war boss, basically.
Basically.
I think.
Yeah. You might No, because I don't think the orcs would see a Hume as like
Tough enough.
tough enough, right? This one's by Varen Locke. Has there ever been a sister of battle that has been impregnated by a demon or greater demon and then forced to carry the spawn to term?
Not that I know of, but I wouldn't be surprised. We're going to be doing some lores on demons, and what I found out is that the Inquisition summons demons.
Yeah.
They use demons for their benefit, so I wouldn't be surprised if something like that were to happen.
They get like possessed by demons to help banish demons.
Yeah.
So it's some Constantine stuff going on there.
Yeah. Last question. What would happen if Slaanesh and Nurgle went toe-to-toe, 1 versus 1? That's a good question. I think Nurgle would get it, because it's kind of like the oldest player in the game versus the newest player in the game. I think Slaanesh would just... It wouldn't have the knowledge.
Yeah, as strong as these Chaos Gods are, one will win, but over time they always get rebirthed, and it's like never-ending struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but honestly, I'll give it up to Nurgle if they did fight one-on-one.
Because herpes.
STDs, STIs, that's why.
Thank you guys so much for sending those questions. Again, comment down below with any questions that you guys might want us to answer next week, and also any comments. Please do that.
Yeah. Also, thank you guys for being great subscribers. Keep on liking, sharing, and commenting. And as always, we are One Mind Syndicate, giving you awesome videos every time. So as always, we're signing out.